Hey everybody, welcome in. It's 11 o'clock Central Time. I'm Ivan. Friday. It's a weekend. Memorial Day weekend. It is April 22nd. And it's going to be a beautiful day. When I get done with this class, we're going to have lunch. We're going fishing. Why not? It's a beautiful day to go do that. Thank you for being here. Thank you if you joined us for the 9 o'clock class this morning. The 9 o'clock class this morning was technical, as is typically the case. 9 o'clock was condensed cutting. 9 o'clock was shifted distribution and tension side cutting. Really talking about issues of texture, issues of efficiency as it relates to the technical haircutting work that we do. We've got a full schedule next week. A couple of reminders for those of you that will be joining us next week. Next week, instead of 9 and 11, we're only doing one class each day, and we're doing the classes next week at 10 a.m. Central Time. So 10 o'clock Central Time next week, Monday through Friday, one class. And next week, we will not be on Zoom. We'll only be on Facebook next week. Next week, the programming will all be on my Facebook page. We've had some troubles with connection quality and with interruptions and disconnections here on Zoom. So it's a test. I'm not promising it'll stay that way. I'm not promising we won't be right back here on Zoom very quickly. But next week as a test, all programming will take place on my Facebook page. So if you're not familiar, facebook.com/Ivan Zoot. That's me, my name. That's where you want to go. That's where you want to be next week. Monday is consultation skills. Tuesday is fitness for haircutting professionals. Wednesday is Clipper Clinic Episode 4, Detachable Blades. Thursday is Big Money, Small Money, Savings and Investment for haircutting professionals. And Friday, technical, is Clipper over Comb and Cowlicks. Clipper over Comb and Cowlicks on Friday next week. The full schedule is posted online on my blog at ivanzoot.com. It's all there. All the information is there, class descriptions and the timing and everything. And I look forward to having you join us next week. Today, tracking and statistics, measuring customer service with math. You know, customer service, are you happy? Customer service, are you satisfied? Customer service, am I doing a good job? Hard to measure. Is a haircut a good job? Until we turn it into math. And I think you'll find from the information that we're going to share today, when you look at customer service as a math problem, you can measure it. And anything you can measure, you can impact. You can improve or you can change once you know how to measure it. So that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to start with $100,000 hair cutter as we always do. We're going to look in $100,000 hair cutter. $100,000 hair cutter is not a single activity. It's not a single event. It's little events. It's 365 little things. One thing to do every single day for an entire year. You can buy the book. You can also have the information digitally. I post the $100,000 hair cutter tip of the day every single day online on my community website. If you're not a member of my online community, it's patreon.com/IvanZoot, and I want to invite you to join me there, to join my tribe. You get your $100,000 hair cutter tip of the day every single day. As part of that community, you also get big and bigger. You get your big busy barbershop and your bigger busy barbershop business tip of the week every single Monday, included in your membership in my tribe. So you get all three of these books digitally every day and every week right for you electronically. Not everybody likes a paper book. We have these on audio. We have them as digital downloads as well. But that's also the way to become a part of that online community on a digital basis. If somebody wants to offer up a date, any day, 365 days in the year, Zoom Room or Facebook, let's look at a date and let's read a 100K hair cutter tip of the day. Let's see if anybody on Facebook has offered up a date, because they do that there too. Scott's got a date here. Nikila was ahead of him. So we'll look at those dates. Hang on just a second. I just want to pull up Facebook, give people on Facebook the chance to jump in too. Got a couple comments already on Facebook. All right, Ronald Robinson over in Facebook keeps asking for the days by the day number instead of by the date. Ronald, no problem. We're going to go with your date, then we're going to go with Nikila's date. The date that Ronald asked for, and I didn't catch on this right away, he wants day 111, day 111. Because of the way the book is laid out, we can do that. Because I got them by number in that way. Day 111 is also April 21. So now you know how it works. And we talked about this on April 21 when we went through the book on that date. It's a review, but that's okay, because that's what Ronald wanted. Day 111, April 21, 254 days remaining in the year. Don't touch my stuff. That's the tip of the day. Don't touch my stuff. I love this tip. Don't touch my stuff. Bring your own tools with you to work, or do not come to work. My tools are my tools. There is to be no tool sharing ever. Hey, buddy, let me use your trimmers. They hit really good. No, don't touch my stuff. There's to be no tool sharing ever. Don't even ask me about touching my tools. I will not ask to borrow yours. Please respect both sides of this agreement. On time, ready to work with all your own tools. It's not even something that's up for discussion. You bring your own tools to work, and you do your own work with your own tools. Don't touch my scissors. Don't touch my clippers. Don't use my hairbrushes. Keep your hands off my station. Is it selfish? No. Is it greedy? No. Is it civilized? Yes. Is it the way people should behave in a barbershop or hair salon? Absolutely. Don't touch my stuff. Pretty simple. If everybody respected that, we'd all get along much, much happier in the barbershop. All right, Nikila wants May 26. Probably going to talk about that next week, but it's okay. We'll go there today. May 26, day 146, 219 days remaining in the year. And the tip for the day for May 26 is center to sides. Center to sides. What do we mean by that? That's a technical cutting tip. So you see, Ronald's question was, how do we all get along in the barbershop? Was a shop culture question. And Nikila's question comes down to technical cutting. And they're both good. And they're both a good example of the breadth and depth of what's contained within the book. This tip, center to sides, is about trimmer work. It's about our little work on the small end of our zoot comb. When you are trimming or blocking a neckline, and you want to square up a neckline, sometimes we square them up, sometimes we fade them in. But when you're squaring up a neckline, do not cut from one side all the way across. As a right-handed hair cutter, we tend to work downward towards the right. And that's why haircuts, hairlines, necklines tend to come out crooked, because we cut downhill to one side. The center to sides tip is when you want to get a neckline even, balanced, and symmetrical, you start in the middle. And you cut in the middle, and you work out from the middle to the two sides in order to achieve that balance and symmetry. It's like cutting a bob line on a lady's haircut. You don't start at one ear and cut all the way around to the other ear. You start in the middle and you unload it to both sides, what we call center to sides, for evenness and symmetry through the nape line of a haircut. Great question. Great tip. It's going to help you with every one of your men's haircuts. All right, guys. What we want to talk about now, the topic of our program, and by the way, we always start with a shout out to our friends at Barbicide. If we didn't do that That's the same for women's cuts. Same idea. If we didn't already do that, let's just acknowledge our friends at Barbicide. I mentioned earlier in this morning's class, the folks at Barbicide are working hard for you and me and everybody in our industry. They're producing that blue liquid, Barbicide concentrate, every single day. They are shipping Barbicide concentrate every single day. I know it's been tough to find because the demand is very high, but the production is meeting it. We're working hard, making Barbicide every single day and shipping it every single day for you. And all we ask you to do is mix it properly, 32 to 2, use it properly, 10 minutes, and dump it properly. Dump it out at the end of the day and mix up a fresh batch. If you do that, we'll take care of the Barbicide. You take care of the customers. It's just that simple. Protect yourself, protect your customers, protect your future, protect your business and your reputation. So let's talk about your business and your reputation. Let's talk about customer service. You know, we all want to provide great customer service. We all want to take really good care of people. We all want our customers to be really, really happy. How do we know if we're doing well? Well, they say they're happy, but you know what? People are liars. People will tell you what you want to hear. People will tell you what they think you want to hear. People will tell you whatever they got to tell you so they don't got to talk to you anymore, especially if they're not happy. Lots of people will say, oh yeah, it's a great haircut, I'll see you next time, and never come back again. Lots of people will tell you, I love it, when they don't. How do we run a business then? How do we manage our business? How do we grow our business? We need to know. We measure. Because when we do a little bit of math with a calculator, we have data, we have facts, and we have information so that we can make decisions about when it's time to make changes, when it's time to make adjustments. One of my favorite changes is your price increase. And making that price increase decision is something you want to do with your head. It's not something you want to do with your heart or your gut. It's a decision you want to make from a fully informed perspective. So there's two statistics we want to look at for your business that are generally the best measurement of the health of your business and the quality of your customer service. Those two statistics are R to the third, R3, and R2. Those are the two statistics we want to look at. R3 and R2. And I'm going to tell you ahead of time, I'm going to go all the way to the end of the story. Spoiler alert. Are you ready? I'm going to tell you ahead of time what we're shooting for. 80-80. R3 should be 80. R2 should be 80. That's the goals. Now, let's talk about what we're looking at. R3. R3 is your repeat request rate. Repeat request rate. And that is going to be expressed as a percentage. And the goal is 80. We'll talk more about that in a moment. The next number we're looking at, and both of these numbers are fundamental to measuring how you doing. How's business? People say all the time, how's business? It's good. How good is it? You got to be able to assign a number to it. And what we're doing here is we're assigning numbers to it. R2, because R3 was repeat request rate, R2 is rebook rate. Rebook rate. Also expressed as a percentage, and also the goal is 80. Hope that makes sense. We're going to lay that as the foundation. I just want to double check Facebook to make sure, and we're off screen just a little, so we're going to hop over just a little to make sure everybody can see the numbers, which you can. So these are your two statistics. These are your two numbers, R3 and R2. Repeat request rate as a percentage should be 80%. Rebook rate as a percentage should be 80%. Let's dig into what these mean. Let's dig into how you calculate and how you measure these. Because once we understand that, we're good to go. Repeat request rate is the mathematical answer to the question of the people that you cut, how many have you cut before and how many are new? Of the people that you cut, how many have you cut before and how many are new? How do you know? How do you know? You track, and if you're not sure, you ask. It's real simple. You may use a phone app like Booksy. A lot of people know that I work with Booksy, the telephone appointment booking app, folks. And by the way, as we get ready to get back to work, if you're not on Booksy, go to my Instagram, go to my link, and sign up for Booksy, and use my code Ivan Zoot, my first and last name, Ivan Zoot. If you sign up for Booksy and you use my code, you can have Booksy for free until July. It's got a small monthly fee, but you can start using it today. You can set up your profile. You can get it loaded up. You can begin booking appointments as soon as your state says you can cut hair. You can begin using Booksy immediately for free. You can get comfortable with it. Your clients can get comfortable with it. You can understand the functionality and all the good things that it does, and you don't have to pay for it till July. When July 1 comes, you'll start your monthly payments, which are very small, but by that point in time, you will fully understand the power of the data, because Booksy's #1 in the world for a lot of good reasons. One of it is the quality of the functions, another one is the support, but the third one, and my favorite reason why Booksy is #1, with all its great features and everything, is the data. The back-end data, the information that the app accumulates, collates, and aggregates for you to help you make the best possible business decisions. So one of the data points you need to know is, of the people that you cut, what percentage of them have you cut before? What percentage of them are new? The goal is 80. You're looking for 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 of your appointment spaces are filled with people that you've cut before. 2 out of 10 appointment spaces are filled with new people, people you've never cut before. That's a healthy business. That means, in English, you are good and people like you. In numbers, it's 80%. 80%, 8 out of 10, 8 and 2, 80, 20. That means, #1, the vast majority of people that you cut are happy enough to come back. That's how we're measuring customer service. Are these people coming back? Do you have the majority of your business, the overwhelming majority of your business, happy and returning? That's pretty straightforward and simple. The other portion of it, 2 out of 10, should be new people, new requests. Hey, I'm brand new. My friend Billy sent me. Will you cut my hair? Not just walk-in traffic, because walk-in traffic lands in your chair randomly. You're next up for the walk-in. People walk into the shop. We're not doing walk-ins these days. You got to be able to build business in an environment that doesn't have walk-ins. But repeat request rate. And how do you track it? You can track it with an app like Booksy, or you can track it old school. You can track it with a pencil. There's nothing wrong with that. You can track this, and we used to do this back in the day in my shop, because back in the day in my shop, it was before we had these data tools. The only thing we had back in those days was a calculator. And it worked like this. We had a piece of paper, and it looked like that. And it had an R, and it had an N. R stood for repeat, N stood for new. Not that complicated. And what did we do? We kept track. Repeater, 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 new, repeater, repeater, new, repeater, repeater, new, new, repeater, 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 new. That's all we did. We kept track of it on paper, just like that. And at the end of the day, we added it up. Let's say we did, and that was our whole day. Let's say that was our whole day in the shop. And you want to calculate this per week, but you'll accumulate it every day. So at the end of the day, 5, 10, 15, 22 repeaters, 7 new. 22 and 7 is 29. So 22.0 divided by 29.0 equals, in this example, we're 75% repeat customers. We're doing pretty good. We're not doing bad at all. The vast majority of our business is repeat business, but I still got new fresh blood coming in. And this is important. That's not too bad. I would like to see one of these new people come back and repeat when they do, to move that just a little bit higher. Let's just say one person, one more repeater. Let's change it to 23 and 6. That's going to be divided by 79.3. So one more person who's a repeater in this scenario, and we're at 79.3. And you know what? I round stuff up. So if you can pull me a 79.3, I'll call it 80. We're going to be good. So that's our first statistic. R to the third, repeat request rate, expressed as a percentage, shooting for 80. That is a solid way, mathematically, no feelings, no guesswork, using math to reflect the quality of the work you're doing and the quality of your customer service. The next thing we want to look at is your rebook rate. Rebook rate, R2, also expressed as a percentage, should be 80%. Your rebook rate is the answer to the question, of the people that you cut, how many of them make their next appointment today before they leave? Pretty simple, pretty straight up. Now, your responsibility with, and this here is R2, this here is R3. Your responsibility is to ask 100% of your customers to rebook. Ask 100% of them. Now, how you do this, pretty straightforward. Two different ways, depending on who you are. If you are very busy, it's very easy to ask people to rebook. Just think about it. If you're very busy, it's very easy. It sounds like this. I am very busy. If you don't book your appointment today before you leave, you're not getting in. Guys, that's the whole speech. That's pretty much all you ever need to say. I'm really busy. If you don't book your haircut appointment today for next time, you're not getting in. That'll work. Trust me, that'll work. But you need to say that to 100% of your customers. Now, if you're not really busy, you don't want to say that because it's not true. We're not lying to anybody. We're going to be honest. If you're not really busy, don't say that. If you're not really busy, you're going to say something else. You're going to say this. You know, because clients like you are coming back and sending their friends, I'm getting busier every week. And I want you to be able to get the time you want to get. So, you should book your appointment today before you leave. Pretty straightforward. Totally honest. And you notice the not so subtle mentions of their need to rebook and their need to send their friends. I'm going to say it again so you can give it a listen. This is for the people that are not fully booked. I do not believe in charging a deposit for rebooking. No, no, no. I don't like it. I don't do it. Because clients like you are coming back and sending their friends, I'm getting busier every week. Thank you very much. In order to get the time you want, it would be good if you set up your appointment today before you leave. Now, Your job is to ask 100%. But it will never be 100%. 100% of your clients are not going to book. The number of times we hear of a haircutter who has 100% rebook rate is very few and far between. Not everyone's life is suitable to rebooking. I don't know what's going to be going on next week. The kids are starting soccer. I don't know what's going to be going on at work. I got some things coming up. We're going on vacation and we got some people coming from out of town. We got some things going on. I don't know. Those are all perfectly honest and legitimate answers for why people will not rebook. So when you get those answers, it's okay. You did your job. Your job is to ask or to offer rebooking to 100% of your customers. The goal, of course, is 80. You want 80% of your customers to take you up on it. The other 20% will find their way. But here's the thing. When we measure this, when we track this, when we keep track of this and we account for this, rebooking, if it's not hitting 80, because 80 is a very realistic goal, if your rebooking is not hitting 80, that's a pause. That's a think about it. Because happy customers at about 80%, not 100%, happy customers will be happy to rebook. Happy customers will be enthusiastic about rebooking. Happy customers will be in a hurry to rebook. You want to be listening for, yeah, I'll let you know. You want to be listening for, I'm not sure, I'll call you. You want to be listening for, I know where to find you. Those are all indications of a pause in their activity, a hesitancy in their enthusiasm to get back on your book. Some of them may be legitimately related to the details of their life. But people aren't going to be honest with you. People are going to tell you what you need to hear to move on. People are going to tell you what they want to tell you to end the conversation, to get on to the next thing. So be very conscious. Ask 100, look for 80. And question when the number is less than 80. If your repeat request rate is less than 80%, I think you owe it to yourself to pause and think. I think maybe surveys are in order. Client surveys. You can use an online program like SurveyMonkey for free. Totally free to set up an account on SurveyMonkey. You can ask up to 10 multiple choice or answer questions with a free account on SurveyMonkey. I don't think you need to ask 10. I think you could ask 3. But if you have client contact information, if you have email addresses, you can send surveys out and you can ask questions. Were you offered rebooking at your last haircut appointment? Did you rebook your last haircut appointment for your next haircut visit? Would you normally rebook your haircut appointment before you leave? These are simple yes-no questions you can ask. And you can go through there, and then you can ask open-ended questions. If you chose not to rebook, why? Well, my kids are starting soccer practice, and I don't know what my timing is going to be. Okay, legit. Hopefully people will be honest with you about things like, well, I wasn't sure if I was coming back. I wasn't sure if I liked the haircut. I wanted to let it grow in a bit to see how happy I was with it. Those are all legitimate answers, and those are all indicators of opportunities for you to potentially modify or adjust your business and your behavior to potentially address these numbers. So repeat request rate, a measurement of what's sitting in your chair, and rebook rate, a measure of whether it wants to sit in your chair again, are two solid statistics that you can use to track your business, to measure your customer service, to make good decisions about taking good care of people to help you grow. That's my program. I want to open it up for Q&A. Does anybody got any questions about either of these two statistics and their tracking and how to use the information? You know, when we talk about statistics, one of the things that I think is important to be aware of is, number one, you need to know what statistics you need to track. What statistics? Number two, you need to know how to track them. It is repeat request rate, this is how you figure it out. Number 3, what statistics, how to track them. Number 3, you need to know how to interpret those statistics, to look at the number and to know what the number means. And number 4, you need to know how to apply the information, how to act on those statistics so that you can change the numbers in the goal that you set out to change your business. What do you hope to achieve with those numbers? Know what to track, know how to track it, know how to interpret it, and know how to use it. That's what's important with the statistics of our business. Let's check in on Facebook and see if we have any comments coming from the community out there. Will that work? Isn't that getting personal? I'm not sure what that question was. Okay. Yeah, we don't have any questions to address directly on Facebook. Anybody got anything here on Zoom? Questions about what we've talked about, what we can use, what we can do, and how we can do it? It's important that we share the information we set out to share. If we're running a little bit ahead and we end a little bit early, that's okay, because we're going to send you off to a holiday weekend to enjoy what is going to be beautiful weather right here in Chicago where I live. I hope it's nice where you live too. Question 80. No new questions coming up over there. No new questions coming up over here. Well, now you've got your information. You know what to track. You know how to track it. You know how to interpret it. And you know how to use it to build and grow your business. I appreciate you being here. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I look forward to seeing you next week. Remember, the full schedule is online at ivanzoot.com. And we're only going to be on Facebook next week. No Zoom next week. It's all Facebook next week. Thank you for the wishes for a great weekend. Y'all do the same. Use this information to grow your business. Let me help you. Get a copy of $100,000 Hair Cutter. Get a copy of 100 by 100 to build and grow your business. And let me help you do that. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.